And I think the big thing for anybody who's going through the storm right now is to remember we need storms in order for rainbows to come out. We need storms in order for flowers to blossom. We need the storms to practice what we've been doing in the weeks that are really good, because it's not always going to be really good. Welcome back to the Dangerous Women podcast. I am your host, Colleen. And for anybody who is in the midst of a shit show right now, this episode is a pep talk just for you. I was talking to one of my private clients, and she was telling me how it's been a really challenging month. She had a parent in the hospital. Her partner was changing jobs, and financially there was just some wonky stuff. And she felt best being at the gym, but nutrition kind of felt like it was getting away from her. And she told me that she was feeling really frustrated because this is like something that has happened in her past, where she feels like, I get into a routine, I'm doing things consistently, it feels good, and then a storm hits and it feels like, fuck, I'm back to square one. And I told her, you're not back at square one, because there's so much more information that you know now that your past self didn't know. And it got me thinking about this season of life. A couple of years ago, I was going through some really heavy stuff personally. And when I was talking to my therapist about it, she was explaining to me how, in order to change how you're responding to some of these triggering situations, the reaction, the response, it has to be different. And I remember being like, I don't know how else I'm supposed to react. Like, what is a normal reaction? And she, went through with me, if this happens, this is how you like to respond. This is how you need to start practicing how to respond instead. And that kind of, made me think about my client in this situation where it's like, life is going to happen. Like, we're not always going to have consistent training weeks. Stuff is going to happen. Vacations happen. Holidays happen. It doesn't even have to be heavy stuff, but there's always going to be stuff coming up where we get knocked out of routine. So when we do have storms come up, when we do have moments where we can't be in routine, it gives us an opportunity to practice showing up in a different way. And the same way it goes with lifting, or when you are learning how to use macros, there's a learning curve. We're not always going to be perfect when we are figuring out how to do something, but we have to try doing it enough times that we can practice to get good. I think they say you have to do 1,000 reps or 10,000 reps before you have mastered something. So, let's say you have to do 10,000 swings before you master a swing. There's going to be moments in all of the reps leading up to 10,000 where things go wonky, they're messy, and it's okay, because the only way we get better is by practicing. So I remember that moment for myself. I remember one day, something triggered me and I'm like a mess in the hallway, crying on the floor. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing that thing. I'm doing what I'm not supposed to do, but I'm wired to do. And I'm just like, fuck, okay, this is an opportunity to practice. I have to pattern interrupt. So I get my notes from my therapist and I see, okay, I'm doing this thing. I need to do this instead. So I did that instead. And it was uncomfortable. And in that moment, I wouldn't say it felt good, but it got me to a point where in those moments, I started responding differently. And it has helped me to get better and show up differently and make progress. And that's what I was trying to explain to my client. What's so great about this past month is that, even though nutrition got kind of wonky, you were showing up to the gym. And that's a win. And the next time life goes cuckoo bananas on you, there's going to be a new piece to the puzzle that you're going to be able to implement that you didn't last time. And it might not be perfect this next time a storm hits you, but it's going to be better. And I think the big thing for anybody who's going through the storm right now is to remember we need storms in order for rainbows to come out. We need storms in order for flowers to blossom. We need the storms to practice what we've been doing in the weeks that are really good, because it's not always going to be really good. And when we are in that routine, it feels really good, but we grow in the midst of the storm. So I want to encourage you, embrace it. Know that it's normal, that it's uncomfortable, but you will get through it. The storm will pass and there will be a light on the other side. Practice how you want your future self to respond. Thanks for tuning in. If this episode hit home, don't forget to leave a rating and review. Women are stronger together, so share this with a woman who you want to see rise. When we embrace positive takeaways, we level up, and when we share them, we change the world. Follow us on Instagram at The Dangerous Women Podcast and let us know what you want to hear next. And remember, dangerous women redefine wellness and the world. So be fierce, be authentic, be dangerous.